This is the sound of the U.S. right now. Chaos, sirens, and fear. And this, the sound of China right now. Calm, clean, and safe. I'm an American. I started visiting China 20 years ago and have been living in China for the past 14 years. I'm about to tell you something the Western media doesn't want you to see. The truth that flips the entire freedom narrative on its head. Hey everyone, Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. Right now in Los Angeles, protesters are clashing with police and stores are boarding up. And China, the complete opposite. Safe, peace, and harmony. As I'm out for a peaceful stroll on a late afternoon, in between some rain bands, there's a typhoon that's been rolling through. It's been raining off and on all day. So if my sound isn't too good, that's because it's windy. Look at this, peacefulness, safe, clean. This is China, seeing it with your own eyes. Again, like I like to say in many of my videos, I don't make this stuff up. See it with your own eyes. I've lived in both worlds, and what I've seen will shatter everything you think you know about freedom and safety. Here I am, China. Listen. That's the sound of peace.
过来一点，过来一点。
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.
No fear. No sirens. Just a good, safe life. It's been this way for years, decades. I've lived in China for well over a decade now. And what I've experienced here flips everything I thought I knew about freedom, safety, and a civilized society on its head. Let's be blunt. The U.S. isn't just divided, it's self-destructing. Every day, another protest, another shooting, another political war. We call it freedom, but walk outside at 2 a.m. in LA or Chicago and tell me how free you feel when you get robbed or possibly shot. Kids now in the U.S. grow up thinking chaos is normal, but is that freedom or just failure? Here's what shocks some Americans. They see 13-year-old kids taking the subway lines alone, back and forth to school. Is that safety? Westerners post stories about their belongings being left alone when they've left them behind while visiting in China. 2 times I've left my phone at restaurants, only to go back about an hour later and it was still there. One time walking in a park, I forgot to pick up my backpack from a park bench and went back about an hour later and the backpack was still there, untouched. Is that safety? China. No guns, no riots, just order. That's safety. And safety, it's not because the people are controlled. It's because society works. It's the culture. And that's the story the Western media never tells you. Westerners come here expecting dystopia. But instead they ask, why is it safer here than back home? Well, I say, hang around China long enough, embrace the culture, learn the culture, and you'll have that answer on why China is safe. While the U.S. has been stuck in endless debates, China continues to move forward with progress. And they do it with no protests, no mass shootings, No opiate zombies roaming around the streets. Just progress. And for all you haters out there, that's not propaganda. That's the truth about China. The U.S. worships their version of freedom. But what good is that freedom if you're too scared to walk outside at night? Ask some elderly people in the U.S. this question. How free and safe do you feel to go for a walk outside at night? I'm going to experience a shoe shine here in China. I'm going to get a cramp. Living the life in China. Not too comfortable to be in this position. Experiencing a shoe shine outside in a typhoon. Wow, is it windy now? Windy to be spraying that. It's going everywhere. Oh my goodness. Have no idea what chemical that was. I'm trusting her. She's the expert. It's starting to rain. Okay. Yeah, may wind tea. They gave me an umbrella. Shoes are just going to get muddy as I roll around Shenzhen in the rain. Does the umbrella come with the shoe shine? I might be taking it with me. Looking good. Just in time to go outside, walking around some more and get them filthy. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. She wanted 10 RMB. I gave her 100. No, it's okay. I don't need the umbrella. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Shay. 100. They need the money more than I do. 10 RMB for that. Come on. I got brand new shoes now. Love it. Another experience in China. China isn't perfect. No country is. But China offers me everything I'm looking for. But ask yourself this. Who's raising kids in peace? In a safe place? The answer is China. What country sleeps without hearing gunshots outside their window? Who doesn't need to worry about being robbed? Who doesn't worry about having their car stolen? Who doesn't worry about having their house broken into? You want the answer to that question? China. And that's the real debate nobody is having. Why don't you hear the Western media talking about that? I'm not here to pick sides. I'm here to tell you the truth. While the U.S. burns itself down with division and debates, China's building and progressing. So, ask yourself not which country is presumed freer, but who's actually living better. Think about it. Let's be real for a minute. The U.S. is in a state of constant unrest. If it's not political protests, it's racial tension. If not that, it's gun violence, looting, and drug addiction flooding the streets. And the media, they just pick sides and throw fuel on the fire, as do the politicians. Every year, it feels more divided, more angry, more unstable in the U.S. Now, here's the wild part Westerners see when visiting China. In cities all over China, massive cities like Shanghai, Shenzhen, people walk alone at 2 a.m. Ladies walk alone at night. And that's a wow moment, because that doesn't exist in the U.S. China, no guns equals no threats. China, no fentanyl zombies roaming around or hunched over. Doesn't exist in China. In China, I've never witnessed anybody being mugged or assaulted. And when speaking to locals, they tell me it's very rare now. But in the U.S., it's constant. So you tell me, which country is safer? Simple things. People obey traffic lights. Kids take public transport on their own. Why? Because it's orderly and safe. This isn't propaganda. This is the truth. This is what I see in my daily life. Westerners who visit always say the same thing in a shocking tone. I had no idea it was like this in China. And I just smile. They expect military rule, complete censorship, and fear. They basically think China is exactly what the Western media portrays, which, as we know, is false information. Instead, they find stability, peace, and harmony. They see order, technology, infrastructure, clean metros, bullet trains. And notice family togetherness in China. This country, China, evolved while the U.S. got stuck in debates, division, and dysfunction. Sorry to say, but that is the truth. Here's the truth bomb. The U.S. confuses anger with freedom. We're allowed to protest, they say. But does that actually solve anything? That type of freedom? That type of so-called freedom? Has rioting made people safer? Has division made people freer? Think about it. What good is freedom if your cities are on fire? If your kids are too scared to walk to school? The U.S. is locked in a civil war of ideas with no peace in sight. In contrast, China quietly gets on with it. No mass shootings, no protests, no riots, and no culture wars. The Western media will never show you this side of China. Because if they did, people might ask uncomfortable questions. Because they might ask, why is a so-called authoritarian country safer, cleaner, and more united than a so-called free country? They might ask why the U.S. has 400 million guns, yet more fear than ever. They might wonder why ordinary Chinese people seem happier, more trusting than average American people. Look, I'm not saying China is perfect. No place is. But the contrast I've experienced is undeniable. While America burns with division, fear, and violence, China feels calm, respectful, and safe. Maybe the real question isn't who's freer. Maybe it's who's living better. I know my answer. What's your answer? Well, hey, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Do me a favor. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please comment below. Like I always say, I respect everybody's opinion, whether I agree or disagree. So everybody, be good, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.